Hello dear friends, Fisher here. Today we continue with our beautiful stories, The Power of the Spirit by ALFRED HOSP, also known as Freddy in the book. And today Bruno's giving a talk, and Lilo, Freddy, and then also Freddy's auntie were there with Bruno. And suddenly Freddy's auntie became restless, and then she said, "Oh my God, I have completely forgotten about Lilo's mom. It is already much later than 5 o'clock. It is already getting dark and cold outside. The poor woman has been standing on the street corner and waiting for us for such a long time already." And Bruno said to the auntie, "What's up then, auntie? Why are you suddenly in a rush? Don't you like it? Don't you like here anymore?" And the auntie said, No, Mr. Groning, I would gladly stay here even longer, but Lilo's mother has been waiting since 5 o'clock on the street for us to pick her up. I wouldn't want to keep her waiting any longer." And Bruno smiled and said, "Oh well, she should wait. She won't miss anything in any case. It is even good for her if she must wait sometimes, and everyone doesn't dance to her tune. It is even possible that she will actually take in the good that way, because she had nothing to do but wait. Today is her last chance. If she neglects this grace, the evil will take full effect in her body with all its strength and destroy it. So sit down again calmly, auntie. Everything already has its own rightness. Lilo's mother will certainly not catch cold, for she is actually very warmly dressed. But please tell her nothing about this conversation. That will only produce resistance and make the situation worse. This woman must sort out what she has brought on herself all on her own, and you, Lilo, cannot take any of it from her and burden yourself with it in your thoughts, because it is still only your mother's problem." It's a very short talk, and then Bruno basically mentioned a couple points here. It's very important, so sometimes in your life, and then for lots of us, we should wait. And then, dear friends, just think back what happened in your life, and then you do things so hastily, and then you do things in a rush. And then often, does it serve the good or does it serve the bad? You might forget something, you might forget your house key, your car key, you might have an accident. Oh, well, I hope not. That's what's happened in life, because your mind so occupied with your burden, and then you cannot think straight. How often you see people always in a rush in their life? They're rushing from A to B, and then the whole day always busy with something. At night they cannot go to sleep, and then they wake up in the morning and repeat the same thing. And then they often complain to you, I'm so busy, I have to do this, I have to do that. They always have their reasons or justifications for their business. And then they don't have any reason for themselves to stay calm and peaceful with themselves. Is that so, dear friend? You see people like that in your life? They can never sit still for more than 1 hour. So sometimes it's better let these people wait, so they can spend some time with themselves. And then they might be able to do the good for themselves. Stop busy doing whatever the thing they do, and stop thinking so many thoughts. And then it is good for them if they could empty their brain, empty all the thoughts out of their mind. So this way, and then they could be empty, at least momentarily, with themselves, and then they could be peaceful with themselves. And often rushing, it doesn't work. So if you running late 10 minutes for work, so what are they gonna do? You might lose your job. very unlikely. But if you're rushing and then you're driving and then you try to drive like 100 kilometers on the 60 kilometers road, and then you might end up having a traffic accident or have a heavy fine. So sometimes you're gonna have a self-control of your mind. That it's better you be late than you to rush to work or to anybody, to anything else. Unless there's emergency situation, somebody collapsing in front of you. In that case, you still need to stay calm and be quick, but not rush. But be quick to aid the person and then maybe call the ambulance. You still need to stay calm and peaceful as much as you can. And also, very often there's big problems and for human beings, and we like to take on others' problems, take on others' worries, okay, whether that's your parents or your children. So my wife's parents, and currently they are in the trouble, they fighting, they retired, and then somehow they're fighting, lockdown, stay at home, all the years of problems came out, and then nobody getting better. Her mom's crying, her dad gets angry, and then every time when the mom's crying, so nobody knows how to handle each other. The mom doesn't know how to handle her emotion, and then the dad doesn't know how to handle her mom's emotion, and he only gets cranky and he gets angry, and then it makes things worse. So everything going into a bad cycle, and then my wife's worried about it. I know, we always worry about things, and then if we think from our left brain, is very simple. Can you do something about it? Okay, if you can, and do something about it. If you can't do something about it, well, let it be then, because you have no control over it. So I say to my wife, the thing you can do is to pray for them, and then you talk to them gently and emphasize a bit, but do not take on their problems. They are adults. They have to basically sort out their problems themselves. So you take on their burdens, like your mom's worried and then crying, and you worry about her, and then she's worried about something else, and then like you basically take on all the worries, all the negative emotions, and you pass on to the people around you. Often it's your loved ones, your wife and your children, like your husband, whatever. So you only take on others' problem and then pass it on. You do not help in any way, do you? You can't. Worrying herself is basically sending her a bad thoughts, sending her a bad energy. And then so much you want to help, but if you can't even help yourself, how can you help others? It's very simple. So first, have peace and calm in your mind, and before you can able to pass the good to people. It is very simple. We change the world by changing ourselves, dear friends. Make sure you change yourself first. I wish you have a good day, and God bless.